Right guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to give you an update with regards to my broken leg. So I was at the fracture clinic today again. I was there at 10 past 9 in the morning. I was at the fracture clinic. I actually got the bus, and I got the bus because the bus is faster than the car during rush hour. Now I live in an area on a road called the A6, and from 7 o'clock in the morning to 1 p.m. in the afternoon, the traffic is an absolute nightmare. So getting the bus is a lot faster than it is by going by a taxi. And now the cool thing was, when I was getting off the bus, I pressed the bell and then I started, hopping along, and I was about to hop out onto the pavement when I heard the bus driver say, "You look after yourself, our kid, and we will see you soon." And I just thought to myself, that is so Mancunian. That is exactly what Mancunian people are like. They're so bloody nice. So anyway, I made my way into Stepping Hill Hospital, and I actually bumped into a friend. Andy, if you watch this video, thumbs up to you, fella. And basically Andy was saying that, he spotted his missus in my last video when I went to Stepping Hill. So yeah, we'll talk no more about that, shall we? Because I'm not too sure if his missus is gonna have a go at me next time I see her. Hopefully not, because she is a lovely girl. Now, getting back to the subject, I managed to get into the fracture clinic. I was the first one actually in the fracture clinic, and I was absolutely sweating. I was bucked in with sweat, and one of the girls got me a glass of water, and that totally helped me cool down. I was having a chit chat with them. The nurses, they were having a general social get together. You know what it's like with your work colleagues. Before all the customers come, you like to talk to each other, catch up and gossip, that kind of stuff. So they all done the thing, and the receptionist actually answered the phone, and apparently a doctor was sick and he could not come in. And because this doctor was sick and he couldn't come in, that destroyed the waiting times. So now the doctor that was to see me, he was now running 50 minutes late because of this doctor not being able to, come in because he was sick. So anyway, getting backstory, I was asked to go to X-ray. I went over to X-ray and I had my X-ray done. Now, I was actually talking to the what they called, guys? The radiographer. You know what I'm talking about, the X-ray guys. I'm talking to these guys, and I'm like, these plates what you use, what you slide under our broken bones, what's that about? And he basically explained them to me. But guys, did you know, them plates alone cost £40,000. That's going to be like what? 48,000 United States dollars. So that's a lot of bloody money them plates use in order, to absorb the X-ray, the radiation, from the bloody machine that comes over you. So yeah, getting back to the fracture clinic, after my X-ray, I went back to the fracture clinic. I'm sat and I'm thinking to myself, the radiographer, he actually carried out 2 different X-rays. He X-rayed my ankle, and he also X-rayed, the beneath my knee on the shin. The knee, the top lower third of my shin. And I'm thinking to myself, I actually think that I've got more fractures than what I actually thought, because they told me that I had a broken tibia, and I believe that. But when I was in the hospital previous, I overheard the trauma nurse say that I had actually had multiple fractures. So because the radiographer today was, carrying out 2 different X-rays in 2 different parts of my leg, I am putting two and two together, and I actually think that I do have, more fractures than what I'm being told I have. So I'm basically thinking like the fracture in my ankle might just be, minute, but they just want to monitor it. But the main big guy is actually, in my top lower tibia, just by, I don't know, but you know what I'm trying to say, guys. So anyway, the doctor said to me when he got me in the room, in the patient room, he said, right, okay, take off your air cast. I took off my air cast boot, and he said, how do you feel? I looked at my leg, I seen that the swollenness came down, it's still slightly swollen. The bruising has practically disappeared. The bruising is still visible, only ever so slightly, but apart from any pain, the pain has subsided, and again, the swelling has subsided. The doctor asked me to stand up, and he asked me to actually walk. Now, when I walked, I could actually walk, but I actually said to the doctor that I did feel a little bit of a burning sensation from where I actually think that the main fracture is in my shin. And I said, I don't know if that is because of the fracture not being totally healed, or if it's because of the air cast boot that's rubbing, on my shin and possibly pulling their hairs at the same time, which may give that sensation of burning. So the doctor turned around to me and said, look, we're going to tell you, you've still got a broken leg. We can still see it on x-ray. The good news is that you're weight bearing now, which means that the leg can take some weight. So he said, what we're going to do is we're going to keep you on the crutches for another 2 weeks, and then you're going to come back. He said, bear in mind, use the crutches and train your leg to walk. So that's the good news. It's not the answer I wanted to hear, but nonetheless, I'm erring on the side of safety. Again, I want to be out running, I want to be out skateboarding, I want to be out cycling, all these different stuff I want to be doing. So I'm going to listen to the doctor, I'm going to take his advice, and I'm going to just carry on using my crutches. Speaking of the crutches, at this point, I actually say to the doctor, look, any chance I could have a new one of these? And the reason why is because this one here, I don't know if you can see that, but it actually wore its way through one of these. So I was basically grinding metal against concrete. And you guys know what hospital floors are like. They're very polished, and shiny. But when you use one of these and you don't have the protection of that, you go flying. I nearly went flying twice. So the doctor said, right, what we're going to do, we'll send you down to physiotherapy. You see the physio guys, you tell them you need, another one of these, and they will get you it. So I went to reception, made appointments to go back in 2 weeks. I went down to physiotherapy, said, look, can I have another one of these? Your woman went off, got another spare one of these, came back, turned out the spare one she had got wouldn't fit on this. And then I had to tell her that the crutches what I'm currently using actually come from a different hospital, which is Salford Royal, and I was transferred over to Stepping Hill. So your woman basically said, right, we don't have any of these to fit your crutches, so we're going to give you brand new crutches. So they gave me brand new crutches, and I dismantled these crutches, put them in my backpack. And the plan is, when I go back to Stepping Hill in 2 weeks' time, if I'm given all clear and I am discharged, then I will give them their crutches back. I will then take these crutches personally back to Salford Royal myself. Okay, so you get me? Salford Royal, they will get these crutches back because I am personally going to take them down and I'm going to give them into that hospital and thank them for the care that they have given me. Right, guys, before I move on, have a look at this. Look at this guy. How do I do this? Yeah, look at that. Ain't that cool? Right? The fracture unit actually gave me this guy as a present. So I thought that was so nice, so cool. So next time when I go back in 2 weeks, I need to take them a present. Now, when I left Stepping Hill Hospital, I couldn't believe it, you know. We're actually, the British Isles at the minute is actually getting a little bit of a beating from the aftermath of a hurricane. I'm not too sure what the hurricane's called, but currently we've got 2 people that's been killed, and you know, Ireland and Scotland, they're taking the blunt of this aftermath of the hurricane. Again, 2 people dead already. But guys, when I came out of the hospital and I looked into the sky, I couldn't believe it. The sun was red. And I couldn't believe that the sun was actually red. And it was like 10, 11 a.m. in the morning. I'm thinking, why have you got a red sun? But it was awesome. It was, you know, top. The winds at this time must have been blowing about 25 miles per hour. Remember, this is the aftermath. I'm in England, so it's not as bad as what Ireland and Scotland is getting. But, you know, guys, hearing that wind whistling, and I mean that wind was whistling, hearing it whistle in my ears and seeing that blood red sun, which I now learnt was sand, which has been carried over from the Sahara Desert, in addition to smoke from forest fires, wildfires. I think it's like in the Philippines, stuff like that. All this stuff, it was just awesome. You got to remember, I have been like housebound for the last 6 weeks, and it's been so annoying. So hearing the whistle of that wind and seeing that, you know, sun and all, it was fantastic. So I decided I was going to walk home. Okay, so I started walking home with the aid of my crutches. I ended up going into this park, and I literally walked around the park, exercising my foot. Then I sat down on the bench, enjoyed the wind blowing more in my hair, whistling in my ear, enjoyed the blood red sun even more. It was fantastic. And then I decided, you know, okay, now it's time to go home. So then I actually walked home again, and I actually done a little bit of shopping. So guys, the good news is I am making progress, and hopefully again in 2 weeks time I may be able to not have to use crutches. Now I did have a little mishap before on the stairs where I took a little bit of a slip, and you know, my bad leg took a little bit of an impact, I would say a little bit of a shock, and the ankle, you know, was like, oh, that's kind of sore. So I think it's just aggravated the ankle a little bit from that impact. But again, I've got another 2 weeks to, you know, see this through, and hopefully everything's going to be sorted then. If not, and I've got to wait another 2 weeks, then guess what, guys? I'm already used to it. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, so yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave you with a photo which I did take, and have a look at this photo. So because I've got nothing else to do, I thought, hey, I might as well Photoshop myself into a battlefield scene. So I did. Here you go. Right, guys, thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you all in the next one.